Hello friends, it's Cindy Brumbaugh from CindyLeeBDesigns.com, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I have a cool fun fold for you today using a new bundle coming out May 1st, 2024 in the annual 2024-25 Stampin' Up! Catalog. And so this is a really fun one because, of course, you always need masculine cards, and it seems we always go towards boats, tools, airplanes, and still an airplane is one of the classic masculine images you can use on cards. And I do like this one because it has not only the images, but also amazing dies that you can use. I'm going to show you the card that I made using the dies, and then we're going to do one with stamping. So it's got the Adventurous Sky dies that come with it. And I also used our fun Wild Ferns dies for the sentiments on these cards. Don't forget how these three rectangles are amazing to cut out sentiments from every stamp set. So what I did for this one is I have a back card base. I'm going to get my pieces here. So I have, oh gosh, I want to show you before we start this gorgeous paper, Take to the Sky. Now this piece, a lot of times in designer papers, whenever they come with one of these sheets, I'm like, darn, why'd they do that? But this one is amazing because when you cut it, you can cut it right on the lines. You've got these tags down here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 beautiful tags. Then you can cut these off, almost using those as a front on your card. So this is a really pretty one. It has got also a really cool image here of a map, and that is in, the colors in this one are boho blue, which I haven't used for a while, and copper clay, mossy meadow, night of navy, and smoky slate. And so you've got that one. You've got these with a grid pattern, you know, the architectural grid with the airplanes in navy. And then we've got this Cajun craze here, great color. And you've got another map in the mossy meadow along with airplanes. And oh, I love these clouds. These can be used as, oh, you could use this with hot air balloons. You could use this with almost anything. There, you've got another one of a masculine color here, a nice neutral geometric there, and this pretty, pretty airplane here. And this neat aerial photography, a topography map. And there you go. So the paper is gorgeous. And so for this card, I started out with a quarter sheet of our cardstock. Now, normally these quarter sheet cards aren't my favorite because if they are not, they can't stand up because people put like a layer in, but I didn't do mine that way. I always do it the same width as the card, so therefore it actually can stand up freestanding on its own without wobbling. So this is just a quarter sheet. It's 5.5 by 4.25, so you're gonna get 4 of them. And then I took this sheet and I cut it down to 6 inches by 4.25. So 6 inches by 4.25. I scored it in half at 3. And then that other 3-inch section I scored in half at 1.5. So 1.5 and 3, and that gives us a perfect folding mechanism for this card. So I used on my card here that grid with a map here with the mossy meadow. So you can just pop those on this back portion. Just make sure that it's going in the right direction, which this one, it kind of goes either way. Here, definitely the wording was on there and it just looked better that way. So what we're gonna do is go ahead and put these on. Now these are 4 inches tall, and then I made it 1 1/8. Now, if you like to cut your paper down to 1 inch, you can, but I did it 1/8 because I wanted the folding mechanism to be part of the border. I like a 1/8 inch border around the sides and then here. And I was playing around with putting this piece in, and actually I wanted to be able to get the most I could out of that cloud paper. So I wanted my paper to be within the 3 by 4 range so that I could get 9 rectangles out of it. There we go. So making these 1 1/8 covered up it made it go right inside here, and then when I put the white, you'll have that border. But had I made this one, you would have had a wider strip here, which is perfectly fine because you do get more strips when you're doing 1 inch than 1/8 inch. But I went ahead and did it that way just so I could get my paper cut down there. And so as you can see, the inside here of this card, because this section is 3, this is going to be 2 3/4 by 4 because I made this 4 1/4. So in the inside of this one, I decided to do this card has "You're the best," plain and simple, and I am so thankful that they put the word plain there, because one other stamp set I think we had that actually had a wood plane in it, I think it said, it didn't say plain this way, it said PLAIN, and I thought they should have used the actual wording for the pun there. So on this one, I decided to make it a happy birthday card and then put the "You're the best," plain and simple on the outside, I mean the inside of the card. So let's just go ahead and do that. Okay, get that white, get my navy. Looks like I've got good coverage there, and I'm stamping in the right direction. I'm just going to put that right at the bottom in the middle. There we go. So the other thing I love about the stamp set is the clouds. The clouds in this stamp set are amazing. You could use those also on so many. You could use those with the hot air balloon. You could use those with the wagon filled with happiness, the online exclusive. So many different cards you can use the clouds with, flowers. So what I'm going to do is just pull a piece of scratch in here because I'm going to kind of stamp over here. And I just want to use the boho blue, and I'm going to just stamp some clouds right at the top. You want to leave some room for writing a message. Okay, I use that longer, that's a nice image. And then I'm going to use this one here to put another scattered cloud in there. So there we go. The inside is finished. I do love this riveting image here. I'll show you here on my scratch paper how pretty that is. I did first put that in there, but it just took up a little bit too much room. But isn't that cute, those rivets? I'm sure that we're going to find out something good to do with that. So let me put my inks away there, and we're going to go ahead and put that on the inside of our card. I love doing cards that just have a little bit of a fun fold on it, especially for guys. They just think those things are cool. I mean, so do we, but they really, really do. Okay, so we've got our 1/8 inch wide strips on this side. And the nice thing about the Take to the Sky DSP is all of those papers coordinate really well. So you could put almost anything on those edges there. I love using my Tombow multi-purpose glue. It is so fast to get cards done. So we are going to put this right in the middle of our Mossy Meadow DSP, and we know we're right there because we're right on the edge. And right before I get too dry there, my wiggle room, I'm going to make sure that I have moved it so that it's flush on the top and the bottom. And notice now when the card is closed, these two edges, these two borders are the same. And once I put my other piece on here, the gorgeous clouds, but look, that's a nice pattern too, that gray pattern. But of course, we're going to use the clouds. I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on this section, knowing that it's going to go right in the middle with a border around it. So I like to put my glue on this portion of the card so that I don't accidentally go too far over on this part. So we're going to close this down, okay? And we're going to try not, I didn't get any glue on that, good. We're going to make that 1/8 inch border on our left side of this folding flap here, little glue there, and it's going to naturally make that border now around the card. And it's the same size as this white that's on the inside. It's 2 3/4 by 4. So there we go. Now let's take a look at these dies. These dies are so cool. I love them. Okay, so you can cut out this body of the airplane, and then you can overlay it with this fun, really puts a lot of dimension there. And you can see on this card, like if you wanted to introduce some Cajun craze into here, you could easily have used this and then stamped in Cajun craze to add that third color in there. I kind of just went with these ones, but that would really look cool too. And did you ever notice that our dies have numbers on it? So if you find a loose die somewhere, if you find the number on your die, you could find out where that die goes in what set. So isn't that cool? Well, not all of them say it. Some of them say it. Okay. All right. So that is that one die there. So you've got the 2 dies that can overlap on each other and make that really cool dimensional airplane. Now you also have a die that cuts out the image. So I accidentally cut this one out, not realizing that that was the outline die, but at least now you can see what it looks like. So I just stamped my airplane in Night of Navy. I let it dry completely because Night of Navy, Early Espresso, they're pretty forgiving when it comes to working with blends. So always test it out on another sheet of paper. But what I did with this one is I just used my light Mossy Meadow, and I did it twice because it was a little too light. And then I just used my light Smoky Slate and just did the wings of the plane here, and I kind of left this open. I probably could have did something with the propeller, what it looks like with the propeller, but I did want to see that delineation of my wings, so I did it that way. Used some light basic black for my tires, and then I just put a silver propeller right in the middle just to give a little pop there. So then all I'm going to do is pop that onto my card, and then I have this cute little sentiment. Like I said, I used the wild ferns, and I am going to put that flat on my card. So I'm going to put it only on half of the back, and I'm going to put this down, put the happy birthday, so it has some of it on the clouds and a little bit on this Mossy Meadow DSP here. And then we're going to put some dimensionals on the back of our airplane to get it mounted on there. Now I want to be careful because I don't want it over here, so I can be pretty sure to go down into that circle there. How many times have you done that? Like you put your dimensionals on and then you get to put on you're like, oh darn, I have to now peel them off. So I actually think that's good. So there we go. May 1st comes the new catalog. So excited to order some new fun stuff. So there is our airplane that's on that beautiful DSP. Now, I have to say that when I first was playing with this cards, I stamped my clouds, and so my clouds were like this. And it does look good with your airplane. Whoop, or airplane. So say we had it does look nice making your own pattern on white. But then I was looking through, and this really, the cloud, I just loved that DSP. But once you run out of your DSP, you can easily stamp yourself clouds in the sky on a piece of white. Okay, so I want to show you one other thing too that is in this suite, and these are the industrial trinkets. Now, if you look and see here, you've got these rivets, okay? But the back of the rivet, so there's your rivet, very nice and 3D, but on the back of the rivet has this pattern on it. So these could be used like on the opposite side, even though this is the flat side, and you do have to put like a glue dot or glue on them. They're not self-adhesive, they're loose, but these can be very helpful in giving that end design of a card. Like, as you can see, I was able to fit them onto this card here, and it fit. But this one I thought it would have been bulky, and just throwing a rivet in the front of the card, it just didn't seem like it really added to this card. But I am going to find something to do. I'm actually thinking these would be really, really cool with our trusty tools bundle. So those industrial trinkets, by the way, I'm doing a product share with the designer series paper and the embellishments and the ribbon. So you can sign up on my blog for that product share. I'm taking orders until April 29th when I am leaving for a trip. And when I leave for the trip, I'm not gonna have access to really do a lot of thinking at that point. I'll be ordering product shares, but I just would like to have everything nicely ready for me to do that on May 1st when the catalog goes live. But definitely look into those product shares. A great, great way to get a sampling of all the ribbon, embellishments, and DSP that are in the new annual catalog. And as a thank you, I pay the shipping to you. So it is a very good value. Also, you can sign up for my Busy Bee Bag. For May 2024, I am using the new Spotlight on Nature set. And that Spotlight on Nature has really cool dies with it. Did you notice I was yelling at you because somebody mentioned on my video that it's very annoying when we walk away from the camera? And I said, I'm very sorry if that's annoying, but sometimes we forget something, and making videos isn't as easy as it looks. So I want to make sure you heard me as I went to get the Spotlight in Nature with these awesome dies with the circles will be featured in my May 2024 Busy Bee Bag. So if you like this set, you might consider getting that Busy Bee Bag. It's a $40 fee cost of the class. You can add on the Spotlight in Nature for $52, which is the actual cost of the bundle. I pay the shipping and the handling on that, and it'll come in your Busy Bee Bag with the 8 card kits. I designed 4 cards and give you 2 kits of each, and it always has $20 to $25 worth of product in your Busy Bee Bag. So I do not think you will be disappointed. So if you want to get a few trinkets and you want to get some of the paper and sample it, that's what to do. So all of that is on my blog post with cindyleebedesigns.com. So I have also this running till May. I usually take this till May 1st, the month that I make them, but I think I did keep this closed at the 29th as well because I want to be able to order it while I am away on vacation. Okay, so there you go, guys. Some fun new things that you can look forward to. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me, 724-323-2296. You can call or text. You can also email me at cindyleeb@gmail.com. Remember that email is okay to send me personal information and questions there, but if you subscribe to my blog, don't put any credit card information or any personal information on my blog. So make sure that when you're emailing me, it's cindyleeb@gmail.com. Thanks for buzzing by, friends.